Hello and welcome to the Forge Lines Forever Cast. I'm your host, Swkoll, and today we're looking at a game sent to me by UES Shepherd. Thank you to him for that. He's actually a player here. It is Roanoke Abyss in a 2v2 style. Roanoke Abyss, it was a ladder map for a while. I believe it still is. Maybe. Hope it still is. But this is a very interesting map. It's usually played as a phantom map. You have your main island with 8 mexes on it, slight amounts of reclaim. You got some reclaim here, and trees. On the sides we got lots of 1 mex islands, and there's a ring of 1 mex islands in the middle. So the main fight will be over this island here, and this island up here. It will certainly be an interesting fight. Voodoo. Alright, the players, we got Voodoo on the top, with Shepherd, both going Seraphim. From the bottom, we're getting Raging Squirrel and BC Washi going Cybern and Alon, respectively. Let's speed things up. Raging going right ahead, getting his ACU across to the island. He's leaving his island in minute 130 versus Shepherd, who won't be leaving for at least minute 3 if he leaves at all. Voodoo, doing some nice early harassment, sends a single Zufi to Washi's island to get there around minute 5. That should be defended against nicely if the ACU stays there. It will probably be easily countered even if it doesn't. Now I think I'll speed things up. Lots of interesting things happening in Galactic War. I believe Z-Pilot just released his first weekly update, in which he went over what he did this week. Props to him for getting that out and being transparent about what he's doing. You always like that from people who run Kickstarters. Shepherd going for a very early Navy, minute 4, it looks like, and Voodoo coming out with a bomber. Should be cleaned up by Washi's interceptors, assuming there's proper intel. So if this interceptor goes down, this bomber should have a free pass, but Washi is safe. He should be able to clean this up quite nicely. Let's see if Voodoo can get a good bomb off. Right here would be nice. And air crash death manages to kill those NGs. That was a very well played. Although that was probably just luck, managing to land your bomber right there, killing the 3 NGs. And the Arty comes in, slows down. Washi loading up transports, min 6. This Arty will be dealt with nicely as Washi's ACU has already crossed the pond. Voodoo and Washi will arrive at similar times, but Raging Squirrel has been over here building up his base and his defenses for a significant time now. Although Shepherd will use a frigate to try in the system. Seraphim frigate. It couldn't kill anything if it tried, but it's gonna try anyway. And Voodoo bringing a sub around to prevent BC Washi from retreating from this island. Things have just become a lot more dangerous for Washi, as he's now trapped on this island until he gets subs of his own. He's putting quite a bit of mass into getting these subs. He's going for 3 naval factories, but Voodoo is just putting, what would that be, 35 build capacity on 1. So Voodoo will have slightly more build capacity, assuming Washi does not assist any of his factories, which he probably will. Washi going ahead, trying to reclaim Voodoo's factories, trying to get Voodoo off this island. He's got his own team of NGs spamming up factories in the back. Managed to pull it off with only taking minimal arty fire. UES Shepherd coming around with the drop, looking to drop the back islands and do tons of harassment. It looks like we're seeing a Tech 2 Navy from Raging Squirrel skipping that early Tech 1 stage, but he didn't build the frigate to kill Shepherd's frigate, although it survives with 80 health. Washi going down fairly low, has to retreat, but Voodoo subs will not allow this. DC Washi is in a very bad spot. He's coming under frigate fire. He goes down below 2500, 25 health, and gets killed by a frigate. I'm in a sub. DC Washi doesn't know what hit him. That's the problem with not having any sonar. There's subs, and there was no give. So, this puts Raging Swirl on the back foot. He now has a huge base to get access to, if he can get access to it. Conveniently for Shepard, there is a transport, but it does not have engineers. It is loaded solely with arty. That had NGs getting that transport here, getting it set up, would be a huge win for him. Meanwhile, Raging Squirrel has easily won his fight for the island. Shepard is doing his slow walk of shame home. And Voodoo going pretty heavily into the Tech 2 Navy. He's getting destroyers. Although Shepard looking, Raging Squirrel looking to secure this position with a destroyer. They'll be getting that right up on the land. And frigates still harassing Raging Squirrel's expansion. Harassing being the word here. And it looks like Raging Squirrel has managed to get a frigate around the back to kill Voodoo's land factory. That'll be a slight annoyance. Voodoo definitely has been gifted with a small amount of mass here. What really matters is who can secure this amount of mass. Voodoo coming in with the transport. Will it be intercepted by the destroyer? Most likely not, but destroyer ground fire most likely will kill the NGs. Voodoo has no clue that's there. Whereas Raging Squirrel does not see it. His radar has failed him. Although there are subs and stealth now for Raging Squirrel. And a destroyer from Voodoo will make things very nasty for Raging Squirrel over on his expansion island. Shepard trying to harass with Azuthi, but he'll be denied. Raging Squirrel now trapped on the island. No hope. Actually, lots of hope. He has very many options. He's a lot of options, including hard, Tech 2, spam. This would be a great opportunity for an overcharge. A Raging Squirrel. Park your ACU right here. Kills destroyer in one shot. Although a sub from Shepard managing to do a bit of damage, but this is found out through a radar, and the destroyer will go fire on it. And the Tech 1 sub will be easily defeated by the destroyer. Meanwhile, Shepard trying another drop onto the island, looking to kill the NGs most likely, and a cruiser from Voodoo will now park itself off this island, and this will be a lost asset for Raging Squirrel. Unless he can defend it somehow. He's got a destroyer here, ready to clean up this Tech 1 force. And he's now claimed his other island, or what originally was BC Washi's home island. Frigate's managing to do a decent amount of harassment before they will get cleaned up by the destroyers. Though Raging Squirrel sitting in the bottom, what type of stealth does he have? He has the stealth generator, but not the cloaking. So can Voodoo see him? Voodoo can see him in the water. So he'll need to get out of the water, get some nice overcharges down. He has the energy storage, so that's all set. So Raging Squirrel definitely managing to win both battles at once. He's definitely secured this. He's defended this, but now his next biggest challenge is to secure this island and go on the offensive. But it looks like a snipe attempt from Shepard coming out. He's got 3 fighter bombers. Misses the first snipe. They will come around. Raging Squirrel running into the water. He's also sending in his inferior air force. He's trying to spam up Intis as fast as he can. He just doesn't have the capacity to do so. And it looks like Raging Squirrel's Navy will save the day. He's got 2 destroyers and 2 cruisers. And this will eat up Voodoo's Navy. But meanwhile, Voodoo pushing on the eastern front. He's got 2 destroyers, actually 3 destroyers and a cruiser, versus a single destroyer or cruiser and stealth. So the stealth has made very good use. Hopefully they can win. But the Cyber Destroyer is getting close to the other Cyber Destroyers, or to the Seraphim Destroyers. And it looks like the Voodoo will choose to send his destroyers underwater, making things not fun for Raging Squirrel. He does have a lot of build capacity on this island and a lot of ability to... Well, and he has the naval support. And now a destroyer with Tech 3 sonar will hopefully turn this fight for him. So, that's the thing about this map. Doesn't matter if you win Navy, you just can't lose Navy. Once you lose Navy, it's just a formality, unless you can get a snipe. Although Raging Squirrel doing nice things with this Navy here. It's quite a well-built cyber Navy. And it looks like Raging Squirrel will move his ACU towards this island. But Voodoo's still pushing very hard. There is a single scuttle over here. Not that will stop the Seraphim Destroyers from going above water and attacking from this angle. Although Raging Squirrel coming out with the counter, Tech 2 subs, ready to eat the destroyers for breakfast. Meanwhile, Shepard's sitting on a very nice eco. He's got the Tech 3 air spam out. He's got a nice Tech 1 naval spam. Voodoo going pretty heavily into the Tech 2 naval spam, sitting in the water. He's got his own Tech 3 air spam as well. Raging Squirrel sitting on Tech 1 air. Can't really afford the resources to go Tech 3. Trying to kill this cruiser, but there are 3 of them, so you can't really use torpedo launchers that well. But Tech 2 artillery installations are what you want to use. Although it's coming under quite heavy fire. The Seraphim shields should be able to hold it back at least temporarily. Raging Squirrel taking fairly heavy losses at this point. He needs to put the damage on the power of... He needs to put the damage onto Shepard's power, but just loads and loads of torpedo bombers at this point. And now Voodoo's Navy will chase them away. And no, with no cruisers, these destroyers are done. Strap bombers are now out for Voodoo, looking to do some damage, possibly on the eco of this island. The naval spam is a nice target, or to go directly after Raging Squirrel's base. Does he have any Tech 2 power that would make for nice targets? He doesn't actually have Tech 2 power, which is interesting. It looks like the strap bomber will be cleaned up by the Cyber cruiser. And now a force from Shepard ready to attack this island as soon as they choose to. Now loads and loads of torpedo bombers ready to kill whatever's here. I hate to say it, but this game is essentially a formality at this point. Well, not necessarily. Raging Squirrel still has the map control. You just can't lose Navy. Subs making their presence known. And the looks like torpedo bombers trying to snipe the naval production. They do not manage to destroy it. Too many engines there, too much build capacity. And this will be a nice gift of free mass to Raging Squirrel. Although he had to spend a bit to continuously repair the factory. We'll get some nice cruiser veterancy though. And it looks like subs will manage to hunt down Voodoo's destroyers. Although not without quite a bit of pain. He's actually lost multiple mass extractors. Raging Squirrel on a very backhanded eco. He's only at plus 73, whereas Shepard by himself is sitting at plus 286, and Voodoo is at plus 118. More strap armors coming in to target mass. They can't really target power, because at the end of the day, Brazen Swkoll does not have any power. He's trying to get some Tech 2 power on this island, but it will be found out, and the Tech 1 Navy is dispatched to deal with it. Shepard running away from it. Although interesting, Brazen Swkoll has not managed to lose Navy. He continually wins the naval fights that matter. He wins them here. Although his Navy is not large enough to defend everything at once. Brazen Swkoll getting himself on land. Overcharges. That's what you need to do. And he runs back in the water. Strap bomber dodging that bullet extremely well. Strap bomber's now in the air. He's got cruisers nearby, ready to provide him the air cover to return to land. He's just reclaiming the subs. That's a completely valid tactic. And now torp bombers trying to attack the cruisers. The cruisers need to come around the island, make it very difficult for Voodoo's Seraphim to torpedo bombers to actually hit anything. And that's what he'll do. He's got some pretty heavy veterancy on this cruiser. He's got 56 kills and climbing. Raging Swkoll sitting comfortably at 10,000 health, looking to get some more build capacity to reclaim this mass. Raging Swkoll has his economy entirely based on reclaim at this point. I guess he's reclaiming these wrecks that Voodoo has gifted him. And he's given up all hope of air production. But Raging Swkoll has done a very nice job of securing this area. His cruisers are just getting veterancy off Shepard's planes. Now if we look at these planes, although despite Shepard's vastly superior eco at this point, every time one of these dies, it's a gift of 240 mass. Well, a little less than it because it's reclaim. But you look around and you see so many torp bombers scattered around. This is what Raging Swkoll will have to base his eco on now that he's lost this island. This island is in shambles, and he's making next to no effort to actually reclaim it. So he's still less than 100 actually gained. This is a huge problem for him, managing to reclaim his island. Let's see late game plans. I wouldn't be surprised to see. Yep, there it is, the chicken. It's about 2/3 of the way done. Shepard pouring most of his eco into that, and it's going up very quickly. We'll get it up probably by minute 29, if not sooner. Meanwhile, Voodoo going for the Tech 3 naval spam. He's getting those Tech 3 subs out, and he looks like he's getting Raz of his own. So these Tech 3 subs are very difficult to deal with if you are any faction not Seraphim, because mass for mass, they have quite a bit of health and a huge amount of DPS. They have 4 times the health of this little guy here. The only really effective counter to it is torpedo boats. But, well, and torpedo bombers, as Raging Swkoll cannot utilize either of those. His best hope would probably be a megalith mass for mass, but he can't really afford that. Now the chicken will be walking out. I'll come above water for a bit. Its goal will be to go to the middle and then decide where to go. If he's not careful, he's kiting torpedo bombers. Subs will die. Although Raging Swkoll losing a lot of his capacity to do damage. He takes out one of them. The Otha does not have any torpedoes on it, so we'll have to rely solely on the Tech 3 subs to do the damage. Now a significant amount of torpedo bombers trying to kill Raging Swkoll's navy on the right side of the map. He's got 3 cruisers, now 2 cruisers. He's trying to dodge these torpedoes. He's got minimal veterancy, but still a significant amount. At the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that Raging Swkoll has a very inferior eco. minor fire will be put on to the chicken. It'll go down about 10,000 health, but that'll probably be recovered before anything else happens. Let's see, is Raging Squirrel making the investment to go into air? No, he's not. He's going completely Tech 2 sub-spam. This is probably the best counter to the Tech 3 sub that he has. I will speed things up as this naval fight gets on. This Navy really needs to intercept this chicken after killing all these Tech 3 subs. I'd also like to see a drop from Raging Squirrel. Take his and some NGs. Drop him right about here. There's actually no ASF nearby. They probably could get there before any major damage happens. Raging Squirrel's sitting on his entire power right here. With next to no naval defenses, he's going to get point defenses. That will be a decent counter to frigate. But more strap bombers from Voodoo, being the ASF will scout the way, see what's going on. Our cruiser gets up just in time. Maybe can target down the strap bomber. Managed to kill some Tech 1 mexes, but it will not be worth its weight. This force definitely needs to get over here. Actually, it managed to kill the chicken. Apologies, but torpedoes kill chickens. Voodoo has managed to drop NGs here to reclaim this mass field. This is very critical. This army needs to get over there and kill those NGs as soon as possible. Leave as much for his own NGs as he can. More strap bombers out for Voodoo, picking up whatever they can. Interesting to note, the topside team has not managed to do anything effectively, and they've made the one critical mistake of losing Navy. Shepard is sitting on a Tech Naval Factory, not even producing anything. He's going for the experimental bomber. I don't know if that will actually get completed. NG's trying to kill this. It is an entirely sub-force, so they cannot return fire. And another important naval engagement. So many torpedoes flying. Voodoo trying to kite, but he'll be forced back. And strap bomber's just going down to cruiser fire. If anything was the MVP in this game, it's the Sabre cruiser, keeping Raging Squirrel alive to minute 36. Now getting Tech 3 mexes. Wish I could check reclaim numbers, but Galaxy UI is annoying. Ever since that patch, it hasn't been working for me, so no reclaim numbers. See what I can do about fixing that. Voodoo's sitting around, not doing much. Now strap bomber's coming out, looking to snipe something. They all want this engineer dead. I'm not exactly sure why they want him dead, but they got him dead. At the cost of around 1,000 or so math. Good for them. Looks like this cruiser will finally go down to strap bombers, actually making the dodges. Raging Squirrel runs into the water, but there's so many torpedo bombers overhead, he needs to get back onto land. And now the experimental bomber going over. And his base is now gone. This is a sad day for Raging Squirrel. He did amazing things, managing to stay alive at this point, winning the Navy, or at least as much as he could, versus Tech 3 subs. Yeah, Raging Squirrel's power's gone. He's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Experimental bombers, strap bombers, torpedo bombers. And his Navy's about to get blown to bits, as well as his ACU. So thank you to Shepard for sending me this game. GG. This was a very good game. Good plays by both players. It was a bit unfortunate that BC Washi got killed so early by some Tech 1 subs. Although great plays by Raging Squirrel, managing to keep his eco up, keep his map control while completely forfeiting air to the top side. I think that was a pretty good play, if I do say so myself. And I hope you enjoyed this cast. And Good night. Actually, one more thing. Shepard has managed to get Tech 3 mexes on all his mexes. That's just mean. Alright, good night.